You might be surprised to hear this, but some of the vegetables you've always believed were good for your health might actually be accelerating aging, especially after you turn 60. Hi there, I'm Dr. Emily Cater, and welcome to Healing in Old Age, your go-to place for practical, science-backed tips to help you stay strong, clear-minded, and independent as you age. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're eating all the right things? Lots of veggies, little junk food, yet your body still doesn't feel quite right? Achy joints, foggy memory, constant fatigue. I've seen it again and again in my patients. And often, the problem isn't what they're missing from their diet, it's what they're still eating. Thinking it's healthy, but their aging body just can't handle it the same way anymore. After 60, our bodies go through real changes. Blood flow slows down, inflammation goes up, nutrient absorption gets weaker, and when that happens, some vegetables, yes, even healthy ones, can actually do more harm than good. They can spike your blood sugar, irritate your gut lining, damage the tiny blood vessels that keep your legs steady and your brain sharp. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that certain vegetables were directly linked to faster declines in memory and mobility in older adults. Now, don't worry, I'm not here to scare you or make you throw out half your fridge. I'm here to help you understand your body better, so you can make smarter food choices that actually support your health, not secretly chip away at it. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 vegetables you should avoid or limit after age 60. Because they can cause inflammation, digestive trouble, or impact your nervous system. And 5 vegetables you should eat more of, because they help boost circulation, lower inflammation, protect your vision, and sharpen your thinking. No fad diets, no expensive superfoods, just a few smart swaps you can make right now. So, are you ready to feel stronger, steadier, and more energized? Let's start with the first vegetable you may want to reconsider, even if it's sitting in your fridge right now. Alright, let's dive into the first vegetable you might want to rethink after age 60, and this one surprises a lot of people. It's the good old white potato. Mashed, baked, fried, it's comfort food at its finest. It shows up on dinner tables, holiday spreads, and in cozy meals we've loved for decades. And don't get me wrong, white potatoes aren't inherently evil. But after 60, your body starts reacting differently to certain foods. And white potatoes are one of them. Here's why. They rank very high on the glycemic index, which means they turn into sugar fast. That sugar spike might give you a quick burst of energy, but it's followed by a crash. Over time, these constant spikes and crashes stress your blood vessels, especially the tiny ones in your legs, feet, and brain. What does that lead to? Poor circulation, numbness in the feet, slower reflexes, and a higher risk of losing your balance. Let me give you a real-life example. One of my patients, Harold, 72 years old, used to eat mashed potatoes every single night. It was his favorite part of dinner. But over time, he noticed his knees getting stiffer, his feet colder, and stairs started to feel risky. At first, he blamed it on aging. But during a routine visit, we looked at his meals. The pattern was clear: white potatoes, night after night, fueling inflammation and poor blood flow. So we made one simple change: he swapped mashed potatoes for steamed broccoli. 2 weeks later, he reported less stiffness, better balance, and more energy during the day. That's the power of making a small, informed choice. So the next time you're about to load up on white potatoes, ask yourself, is this comforting my body, or quietly making things worse? And don't worry, we're not cutting out comfort. We're just upgrading it. Up next, we'll look at another veggie that might be sneaking inflammation into your joints. Stay with me. Now, let's talk about another vegetable that often looks healthy, but might be quietly working against your body after 60. It's elegant, glossy, and shows up in pastas, stir-fries, even on the grill. I'm talking about eggplant. Now, here's the kicker. Eggplant belongs to the nightshade family. Along with tomatoes, bell peppers, and white potatoes. Sounds harmless, right? But for many people, especially those dealing with joint pain, stiffness, or nerve issues, nightshades can become a real problem. The reason? A natural compound called solanine. It's a defense chemical plants use to protect themselves from bugs. But in your body, especially one that's aging, solanine can act like a slow-burning irritant. It doesn't trigger a dramatic reaction. Instead, it builds up low-grade inflammation, especially in vulnerable areas like your knees, hips, lower back, and even nerves. So, what does that look like? Maybe you wake up with stiff joints. Maybe your legs feel heavy or incooperative. Maybe your balance feels just a little off. Or you hesitate on the stairs. Not because you're weak, but because something feels off. Here's what I tell my patients. Try cutting out eggplant for just 2 to 3 weeks. Pay attention to your body. If you notice less stiffness, better balance, or more energy, there's your answer. You don't have to give up flavor. There are plenty of alternatives: zucchini, carrots, leafy greens, and cruciferous veggies like bok choy or cauliflower. This isn't about fear. It's about precision. The more you understand how your body responds, the better you can choose foods that support your movement, not slow it down. Up next, we'll talk about one more veggie that might seem healthy, but could be secretly stressing your gut and draining your energy. Don't miss it. Let's move on to the third vegetable that might be doing more harm than good, especially if you're dealing with digestive issues. Brain fog, or low energy. It's colorful. It's crisp. It's in your salad, your stir fry, maybe even your sandwich. Yep, I'm talking about the green bell pepper. Now, you might be thinking, wait, aren't bell peppers healthy? And you're right, some of them are. But green bell peppers are a little different. They contain a plant protein called lectin, and that's where things get tricky. Lectins are natural compounds that help plants defend themselves from insects. But in the human gut, especially one that's aging or sensitive, lectins can stick to your gut lining, disrupt digestion, and even create tiny gaps in your intestinal wall. This condition is often referred to as leaky gut, and the effects build up slowly, quietly. You may notice bloating after meals, fatigue that doesn't match your activity level, subtle brain fog or difficulty concentrating, or a slight loss of balance you can't quite explain. These symptoms often get brushed off as just aging, but sometimes it's your food talking. Here's the good news: you don't have to give up bell peppers entirely. Red, yellow, and orange peppers are just ripe versions of green ones, and they contain fewer lectins and more antioxidants, like beta-carotene and vitamin C. They're sweeter, easier to digest, and much friendlier to your gut and brain. So next time you're reaching for peppers at the store, ask yourself, is this choice fueling me, or quietly draining me? Coming up next, we'll shift gears and start talking about the vegetables you should eat more of, starting with one that's crunchy, orange, and surprisingly powerful. Stay tuned. We've covered 3 vegetables that could be quietly draining your health, but we're not done yet. There are 2 more you'll want to watch out for, and they might just be hiding in your healthy meals. Let's keep going. It's the star of smoothies, the darling of detox diets, and the poster child for eating clean. But for some people over 60, raw kale might be more trouble than it's worth. Now don't get me wrong, kale is packed with nutrients. But when it's eaten raw, it contains compounds called goitrogens. These interfere with your thyroid's ability to absorb iodine, something your body needs to regulate metabolism, energy, and even brain function. If you're someone who already has a sluggish thyroid, or if you've been feeling tired, cold, foggy, or gaining weight unexpectedly, this might be a red flag. I had one patient who drank kale smoothies almost every morning. She thought she was doing everything right, but her energy kept crashing, and her hair was thinning. After cutting raw kale and switching to lightly steamed greens, she noticed real improvements. So here's the takeaway: don't ditch kale completely, just cook it. Light steaming helps break down those goitrogens while keeping most nutrients intact. Healthy eating isn't just about what you eat, it's about how your body handles it. Now this next one might surprise you. Garlic, especially raw garlic, is famous for fighting infections and boosting immunity. And it can be a powerful food. But when eaten raw, and in large amounts, it can backfire. Here's why. Raw garlic is extremely potent. It can irritate the lining of your stomach, especially if your digestion is already sensitive. It can also thin your blood. which gets risky if you're already taking medications like aspirin or warfarin. Common symptoms? Nausea, heartburn, lightheadedness, or even unexplained bruising. One of my patients swore by raw garlic, until he started feeling dizzy and noticed frequent nosebleeds. Turns out, he was overdoing it and combining it with blood thinners. Not a good mix. My advice? Cook your garlic lightly. Just a quick sauté can mellow its sharp edge while preserving its health benefits. And if you love raw garlic, keep it to 1 to 2 cloves a day. Max. And always check with your doctor if you're on any meds. Sometimes even the most powerful foods need a little balance. Alright, now that we've covered the vegetables to cut back on, let's talk about what to add more of. Starting with one of the most affordable, underrated, and surprisingly powerful options, carrots. Yep, good old-fashioned carrots. They're bright, crunchy, easy to prep, and they do way more than just support your eyesight. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, a natural pigment that your body converts into vitamin A. Why does that matter? Because vitamin A helps protect your retina and can slow age-related macular degeneration, a condition that makes it harder to read, drive, or recognize faces over time. But that's just the beginning. Carrots are also loaded with antioxidants that support your nerve health and keep your blood vessels flexible, especially in your legs and feet. That means better coordination, stronger reflexes, and a lower risk of stumbling or falling. One of my patients told me, I just started adding a handful of steamed carrots to my lunch every day, and now I walk with more confidence. Even on stairs. Not bad for such a simple snack, right? And here's the best part. Carrots are cheap, available year-round, and incredibly versatile. Want to get the most out of them? Lightly steam them or roast with a little olive oil. That helps your body absorb the nutrients better, without breaking them down like boiling does. So the next time you're building your plate, remember, one orange veggie could help protect your eyes, steady your steps, and boost your immune system. Let's move on to the next powerhouse veggie, one that fights inflammation at the cellular level. Any guesses? Stick with me. Let's keep going, because this next vegetable might not be flashy, but it's one of the most powerful allies you can add to your plate after 60. I'm talking about broccoli. Now, I get it, broccoli doesn't exactly get people excited. It's not trendy, it's not exotic, but when it comes to aging with strength, clarity, and mobility, broccoli is a quiet superstar. Here's why. It contains a compound called sulforaphane. This natural chemical does 3 amazing things. It activates detox enzymes in your body. It reduces inflammation at a cellular level. And it helps protect your brain and heart. That's huge, because after 60, low-grade inflammation can quietly affect everything from blood pressure and memory to joint pain and fatigue. But broccoli doesn't stop there. It's also packed with vitamin K, calcium, and fiber, nutrients that strengthen bones, support digestion, and keep blood sugar stable, which means fewer energy crashes and better focus. Let me give you a real example. Harold, one of my 72-year-old patients, used to eat mashed potatoes every night. He struggled with stiff knees and poor balance. I suggested one simple swap: replace the potatoes with a cup of steamed broccoli. Within just 2 weeks, he was standing taller, moving easier, and even said, "I don't dread the stairs anymore." Now that's real change, from one green veggie. Want to get the most from broccoli? Lightly steam it or sauté it with a bit of olive oil. Avoid overboiling. It kills off the good stuff like sulforaphane. So the next time you plan your meal, don't overlook broccoli. It's not just a side dish, it's a strategy for sharper thinking, stronger bones, and better days. Coming up next, we'll dive into one of the most nutrient-dense leafy greens out there, a veggie that fuels both your brain and your balance. You won't want to miss it. Now, if you're looking for a leafy green that does more than just sit pretty on your plate, spinach is your go-to. This isn't just salad filler. Spinach is a strategic powerhouse, especially if you're over 60 and want to stay sharp, steady, and strong. Let me break it down. Spinach is packed with natural nitrates, not the processed kind found in deli meats, but the plant-based ones that dilate your blood vessels. That means more oxygen-rich blood gets to your brain and your legs. improving everything from focus and memory to mobility and muscle control. Most people think falls happen because of weak legs. But more often, it's slow brain to muscle communication, and spinach helps reconnect that system. But we're just getting started. Spinach is also rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, two powerful antioxidants that protect your retina and help preserve sharp, detailed vision. That's essential for driving, reading, recognizing faces, and staying confident in your movements. And there's more. Spinach gives you a boost of folate, magnesium, and vitamin K, nutrients that support nerve health, emotional balance, and bone strength. I always say, one small handful of spinach a day is like a full body tune-up. Want to prepare it right? Lightly sauté it in olive oil, or toss a handful into your morning smoothie. Just don't overcook it. High heat can reduce those valuable nutrients. So next time you pass by the greens section, don't just glance at spinach, grab it. It's not just leafy, it's life-giving. And coming up next, we'll pull all of this together so you can see how these vegetables can transform the way you move, think, and age, one bite at a time. Stay with me. If you thought spinach was impressive, hold that thought. Because there are two more vegetables that often fly under the radar. Yet they're incredibly powerful when it comes to bone strength, brain protection, smoother digestion, and fighting inflammation. And the best part? They're colorful, easy to prepare, and gentle on your stomach. Let's keep going, because adding these next two to your meals might not just help you live longer, but live stronger. Every single day. Bok choy, stronger bones, healthier heart, smoother digestion. Why it's great for older adults. Rich in calcium and vitamin K, bok choy helps strengthen bones and reduce the risk of osteoporosis, a common concern after 60. Contains selenium and vitamin C, which support immune function and help lower chronic inflammation. High in fiber and water. It promotes regular digestion and helps prevent constipation, something many older adults struggle with. How to enjoy it? Lightly sautéed with garlic and olive oil. Steamed with a touch of ginger or added to soups. Bonus tip. Compared to regular mustard greens, bok choy has a milder taste, is easy to digest, and less likely to cause bloating, making it perfect for sensitive stomachs. Red cabbage, bold in color, even bolder in benefits. Why it belongs on your plate? Its vibrant purple hue comes from anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that help reduce inflammation, protect the brain, and slow cellular aging. Contains vitamin U, S-methylmethionine, which is known to soothe and repair the stomach lining, great for those with mild acid or digestive discomfort. Packed with vitamin C and K plus fiber, boosting circulation, improving stamina, and supporting heart health. How to enjoy it? Thinly sliced raw in salads with olive oil and lemon. Lightly sautéed, simmered in soups, or even fermented, like red sauerkraut. Let's take a moment to bring everything together. We've looked at 3 vegetables you may want to avoid: white potatoes, eggplant, and green bell peppers. And we've explored 3 to 5 powerful ones you should eat more often, like carrots, broccoli, spinach, and beyond. Now, does that mean you have to overhaul your entire kitchen overnight? Absolutely not. But here's the truth. Even one small swap can change how you move, how you think, and how you feel. Just take Harold's story. He was 72, feeling stiff and off balance. All he did was replace his nightly mashed potatoes with steamed broccoli, and within 2 weeks, he was walking steadier and living with more energy and confidence. It's that simple, and it's that powerful. Because every meal you eat is a vote. A vote for energy or for fatigue. A vote for strength or for stiffness. A vote for independence or for decline. And the best part? You get to vote again at your next meal. If you're over 60, or simply want to stay sharp and active long-term, these small, science-backed decisions are your greatest tool. You don't need fancy supplements. You don't need expensive diets. You just need clarity, consistency, and a little curiosity about what your body's really asking for. So here's my question to you. Which vegetable surprised you the most today? Was it one you thought was healthy, or one you never realized had such power? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every one of them. And if this video helped you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Because this is just the beginning of living smarter, stronger, and more vibrantly with every year. You're not stuck. You're just one choice away from feeling better. Starting today.